How I tripled my nursing salary, not clickbait. Staff nurses are underpaid, overworked, and we all know it. I went from making around $60,000 a year to 3 times that. In this video, I'm going to share how I quit my job, moved across the country, and tripled my income while having the time of my life. And you can do it too. I now work less and make way more. If you're a nurse who's been working hard but feels burnt out, taken advantage of by the hospital system, has compassion fatigue, and stuck in the same old routine, you need to hear this. There is a better way to be a nurse. Oh, and if you're new here, I'm Kat. I've been a travel nurse for 4 years now, traveling across the US and significantly increasing my income. Now I'm here to tell you how to do the same. So I used to work as a staff nurse in Charlotte, North Carolina, making about $60,000 a year with overtime. Pretty standard for a new grad in 2020. My take-home paycheck every other week was around $1,600 with a bit of overtime. After a year, I knew I wanted more. Already, I was tired of the endless grind with no independence and knew I had to break free. Worst case, I could always come back to a regular nursing job, but I felt like it was now or never to take the leap and find out what travel nursing was all about. I didn't have any real responsibilities yet, no kids, no dog, and was living my best single life. So I took my first contract in Denver, Colorado, and the cash started flowing in. I went from making $1,600 every 2 weeks to $2,300 every week without working overtime. It was a complete game changer. Making over double what I was making as a staff nurse, I couldn't believe it. That same year, I chose contracts based on location, like Southern California, and still made about $2,300 a week. Then I decided to go for a contract purely for the pay. I hopped on Vivian.com and searched for the highest paying contract available. I found one in Fresno, California, listed at $10,000 a week for 5 12-hour shifts. Now, that is a lot of work. I know that is a lot of work, no doubt. But I got the position and signed a 10-week contract. I decided to buckle down and work hard, and I was planning to take time off afterward since the contract ended right before Christmas. So after those 10 weeks, I had earned $89,000 before taxes. That was more than I could make as a staff nurse in an entire year. Things have changed a bit since 2021, so I can't promise you'll triple your income, but I can share the 3 hacks I learned on my journey because I'm still a travel nurse today, and the pay is still pretty good. If you're a nurse who's been working hard but feels stuck and underpaid, you need to hear this. The strategies I'm about to share will totally transform your nursing career and help you start making what you're truly worth. All right, so I'm going to explain the salary breakdown. This is super important because you need to know how to compare apples to apples when you're evaluating different contracts. So say your recruiter sends you the gross pay for a contract, which is the amount you make before taxes. You want them to send you the full breakdown because little changes can make a huge difference in your take-home pay. For instance, your hourly rate is typically a lower number. My hourly rate has been as low as $18, but don't freak out. This is just one part of the equation. The magic happens with your tax-free stipend for housing, meals, and incidentals. So I'll show you the breakdown of my most recent contract. This was in Salt Lake City, Utah. My hourly rate was $18 an hour, which on top of that, I had an additional crisis rate that was $10.73 an hour. I had a housing stipend of $973 a week. Meals and incidentals were $448 a week, which brought me to a total of $2,455.28 per week. So this is the total before taxes. Some companies will send you the take-home rate and calculate your pay after taxes. For example, your $973 housing stipend and $448 for meals and incidentals are tax-free. The remaining amount from your hourly rate will be taxed. If they don't provide you this info, you can use a paycheck calculator online. Yeah, just Google a paycheck calculator online, go to that, and we'll do one together. I'll break it down for you. So with an hourly rate of $28.73 for a 36-hour-a-week contract, that totals $1,034.28 per week. Enter this into the calculator for the state of Utah, and your take home is about $821.10 per week. Then add your stipend, which brings your total to $2,242.10 per week. So one more thing to note, my overtime rate for this contract was $58.71 an hour. I've had contracts where overtime was $100 an hour or more. If you like picking up extra shifts, this is something to negotiate as well. Oh, and here's a tip. If you missed a scheduled shift, your housing stipend will be prorated. So do everything you can not to miss a shift. But if you start the shift and have to leave for any reason, the stipend is not prorated. So make sure you clock in. Understanding these details can really help you maximize your income as a travel nurse. All right, now let's talk some negotiating tips. This is the key to getting the most out of your travel nursing contracts. So first, head over to Vivian.com. Look for the highest paying contract in the area where you plan to be a travel nurse. Or if you don't care where you're going, just the highest paying contracts available. If it's with the same hospital system, many travel nurse agencies will match the best offer you find. This can be a game changer in boosting your income. Next, focus on maximizing your stipend. It's okay if your hourly rate is lower because your stipend, covering housing, meals, and incidentals, is tax-free. This means more money in your pocket compared to taxable income. Here's another savvy move. Work with more than one travel nurse agency. Not all agencies staff in all locations, and some hospitals may prefer specific agencies. I found that one agency might have a lot of good contracts in specific states. For example, they might have a lot of contracts in North Carolina, California, and Arizona, while another agency offers better options in different states around the US. Don't hesitate to explore your options and submit to a new agency if they have contracts that align with your goals. Always maintain a respectful relationship with your recruiters. They're your allies in this process, but don't shy away from asking for more money within reason. The worst they can say is no. So remember, advocating for your worth is crucial in maximizing your earnings as a travel nurse. All right, now let's dive into the hidden financial benefits of travel nursing. These get pretty deep into the nitty-gritty, but they make a difference. For what it's worth, the weekly pay rate increased by $100 a week is often more than all of these tips combined, but these can be stacked on top of that. So lock in the weekly rate, then negotiate hard on these next tips. First up, don't overlook travel reimbursement. Many nurses forget to factor this in, and I definitely have, but it can add up quickly and significantly reduce your out-of-pocket expenses. A lot of companies will often lowball you on your travel reimbursement rate, assuming you'll overlook it. Remember to check and ask for more if needed. Next, consider referral bonuses. Many travel nurse companies offer around $1,000 when you refer a friend who completes a 13-week contract with them. It's a win-win. You help out a friend and earn extra cash. Another perk often forgotten is reimbursement for scrubs and shoes. Some agencies provide $200 or more for these essentials, which can offset your expenses. And also don't forget about license reimbursements. Whether it's BLS, ACLS, or a state licensure fee, these costs can really add up. Many agencies offer to cover these expenses, saving you money. Additionally, some travel nurse agencies offer 401k matching. This is a great way to start saving for your future while earning a match on your contributions. Lastly, because your housing stipend is tax-free, you're only taxed on your hourly rate. This means more money in your take-home pay and a healthier bank account. So remember these things, lock in a competitive weekly rate first, then negotiate hard on these additional benefits. They might seem small individually, but together they can significantly increase your overall compensation as a travel nurse. So there you have it, my journey from a $60,000 staff nurse to tripling my income as a travel nurse. Whether you're starting out or optimizing contracts, mastering your salary breakdown, strategic negotiation, and tapping into hidden benefits is key to maximizing your earnings. Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep leveling up your travel nurse game. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.